Once upon a time, there were 4 cousins who loved to have adventures. Their names were Julian, the bossy one, Dick, the jolly one, Anne, the kind one, and George, the tomboy who hated dresses and loved climbing trees. Every summer they would visit their cousin George's home, Kirrin Cottage. It was a magical place with a big garden, a secret passage, and a sense of mystery that always made them feel excited. Together with their loyal dog Timmy, they formed the famous 5. Timmy was more than just a pet. He was their partner in crime, always eager for a new adventure. With their oars and a picnic basket full of sandwiches, they set sail for the mysterious island on a dingy. The island was a wild and rugged place, full of hidden caves and secret paths. They climbed over slippery rocks and explored dark caves. Suddenly there is a thunderstorm and they are left stranded on the island. They took shelter inside a cave. After what seemed like a long time, the clouds cleared and they came out of the cave. Julian saw in the distance a weathered, ancient shipwreck on the shores of island. The shipwreck was half buried in sand and seaweed. The children went inside fearfully and started to explore the shipwreck. There they found a hidden treasure chest. Inside it, they found a leather-bound book filled with maps and strange symbols. It was an old pirate's journal. With wide eyes and pounding hearts, they deciphered the clues. It led them to believe that a pirate's treasure was hidden somewhere on the island. Their imaginations ran wild as they dreamed of gold coins, sparkling jewels, and buried secrets. As they ventured deeper into the island, they realized they weren't alone. A group of smugglers were also after the treasure. These were bad guys with mean looks and even meaner intentions. Finally, after days of searching, they found a secret door hidden behind trees and bushes. They opened it and saw that there was a series of steps leading deep into a dark, underground chamber. Julian and George decided to go in, while Dick and Anne waited outside. Inside, they found a big metal door, which had a huge lock on it. They broke it with great difficulty and went inside. And there it was, the treasure they had been searching for. With trembling hands, they opened it to reveal a dazzling array of gold coins, sparkling jewels, and a beautiful old sword. They were rich. Timmy's ears pricked up, his usual playful demeanor vanishing as a low growl rumbled from deep within his chest. Something was wrong, terribly wrong. Without warning, the dark shadows of the smugglers loomed into the secret chamber. Their eyes glinted with malice as they cornered George, forcing him to scrawl a note telling Dick and Anne to come see the gold. George's hand trembled as he obeyed. With a bark of determination, Timmy snatched the note and bolted out of the chamber, darting across the room. He raced over the stairs and emerged out into the sunshine, skidding to a halt where Dick and Anne were perched on a rock, waiting eagerly. Panting, Timmy dropped the note at their feet. Dick unfolded the crumpled paper, eyes narrowing as he read the message. "Come down to see the gold," it said, but something about it didn't sit right. The words were George's, but the tone, the urgency, it felt off. Anne peered over Dick's shoulder, her brow furrowing. "This doesn't sound like George," she whispered, a chill creeping up her spine. Dick and Anne exchanged a glance, their instincts screaming danger. Without a word, they ducked behind a large rock, hearts pounding in unison. The smugglers, sensing something amiss, emerged from the shadows, their eyes narrowed in suspicion. They scanned the area, searching for any sign of the two. Dick motioned to Anne, and they silently slipped away, moving as one. The smugglers were close, too close, but they didn't dare stop. They bolted towards the hidden passage, the entrance barely visible in the dim light. Feet pounding on the ground, they could hear the smugglers closing in, but they pushed on, the fear of being caught driving them faster. Finally, they reached the underground chamber. Their breaths came in ragged gasps as they heard the muffled sounds of screaming and frantic knocking from behind a heavy door. It was Julian and George trapped inside. With trembling hands, they fumbled with the latch, each second feeling like an eternity. The door creaked open, and Julian and George tumbled out, eyes wide with relief. But there was no time for reunions. The smugglers were right behind them. Thinking quickly, Dick and Anne shoved Julian and George aside, then slammed the door shut just as the smugglers rounded the corner and went in the room looking for them. With a swift move, Dick slid the latch back into place, trapping the smugglers inside. Breathless but triumphant, the four friends stood in the passageway, listening to the frustrated shouts and pounding from the other side of the door. They had outsmarted the smugglers, and for now, the treasure was safe. They sprinted toward their boat, hearts racing with both fear and excitement. The island's mystery was solved, but they weren't safe just yet. As the boat cut through the waves, the familiar shoreline came into view, and a wave of relief washed over them. They had made it. Home at last. Bursting through the door, they found their parents sitting in the lawn and breathlessly recounted the incredible adventure. They told their parents that the people who wanted to buy the castle were smugglers. Their parents listened, wide-eyed, as the tale unfolded, the danger they'd faced and the clever way they'd outwitted the criminals. The police were quick to act, and before long, the smugglers were caught and led away in handcuffs. Justice had been served. The castle, with all its hidden secrets, was safe once more. As for the gold, it was handed over to the government. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the sea, the family gathered together, grateful for the safety of home and the courage that had brought them through. The adventure was over, but the memories and the bond they'd forged would last forever.